Okay, everybody, welcome back to part 2 of the wheel rim. And in this part, we're going to go ahead and start adding our extrusion here to create an actual part down here. And the first step we're going to want to do is we're going to want to extrude some of these. Now, the good thing to notice here is now that we have created these geometric shapes, each one of these creates an entity that we can now use and manipulate. And for the first one, we're going to want to Shift E to extrude. Let me get over here. And we're going to want to select the third outer rim and the fourth outer rim, with the two outermost circles. And when we do that, we're given a bunch of options over here. But for this one, we're going to keep it as solid. This is a new one. And you can see the two face of the main sketches that we've picked. And now here's the trick, because we're going to use this later on, this main sketch. We're going to want to, instead of using blind, which will extrude it from our main sketch in one direction, we actually want this to go an equidistant in both directions. And that is called a symmetrical extrusion. So I will switch over to symmetric, and now you can see that my main sketch has stayed in the center, and I am extruding an equidistant from the main sketch. And the distance that I want is 150 millimeters. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and hit accept. And now that we've created this extrusion, we have our first part here in our feature tree. From here, let's go ahead and right click and rename this part, and we're going to rename it wheel rim. Okay, now we have noticed you can hit P on your keyboard to get rid of the planes if you would like, but our main sketch is now gone because we've used it in order to create this extrusion. It's still there, and if you hover over it in the feature tree, you can see it. And we want to go ahead and add the second part of our wheel rim, which is the hub in here. So to do that, hover over the main sketch, turn on the main sketch, and you'll see that it is here again. And from here, we're going to want to Shift E for extrude again. And this time we want to pick the interior circle. And now we have two different parts. This little triangle piece here, and, well, not a triangle, but the pizza piece, and then our circle. So you need to make sure that you select both of them. And when you select both of them, this is going to be a solid. It is a new solid. We should have two faces that we're extruding, and we want this to be symmetrical as well. And the distance for the hub will be 200 millimeters. And now we also want the hub so that it fits nicely in here. We're going to want to do what's called a draft, which changes and sort of takes away a little bit of the solid. And down here is the draft, and it gives us an angle measurement. The angle that we're going to want to draft or slope it would be 5 degrees. And you can see as you look at it, it might be a little difficult here to see that it actually drafts it in towards the center, or my main sketch, which actually added material. And if we were to put this on, it could be very, very difficult. So we want to use our rotation option here and just rotate it so that it slopes away. And now you can see from here, it's kind of showing this material that I have been removing from the hub. So once we have that hub part on, we're going to go ahead and accept that. And now we have the outer rim and the inner rim of our wheel. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Check back, and we're going to go ahead and start adding the solid part in the middle for our spoke.